What's up, movie fans and Netflix bingers? This is the Bros Who Binge podcast. My name is Adam Schubert, and as always, I'm joined by Lyndon Burton. Lyndon, how are you doing this week?
Whoo, buddy. This episode is not a lot of review shit on the end. Like, I didn't get to finish Bachelorette. You'll tell us what happened and talk about it. I don't even think, Schubert, because I know this has to be a shorter episode because you got to get to Bama. I don't even think we even necessarily have to do House of the Dragon season 1. We could wait till next week because this week is so jam-packed with SDCC news that we could talk about this for hours, how long the SDCC shit is with DC and Marvel. We're back, baby. And let me just say, when I say we're back, I'm talking about DC because Marvel, I have thoughts about. Like, they are wildin'. But we will get to all of that. I am excited. Also, I'm glad I chose Creature Commandos in the draft. Told you that shit was dropping. And we are here. Also, next week, we got a big show, baby. We got a lot to review next week. Well, we could do, we don't even have, we can wait for House of the Dragon because Batman Cape Crusaders is coming out next week, my boy. I'm hyped.
We'll have that, and then I'll have seen Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, yeah. So we can talk about that too. And Bachelorette. So yeah, we could wait. House of the Dragon, we could wait. Let's hold off because I know there's gonna be a time in like a month.
Well, I'm trying to watch it.
Did you watch the new season?
Well, I'm trying to not.
Oh yeah, no. Let's watch the new season. Is what I'm saying. Let's do that.
Well, I've watched 2 episodes in it, and I've been waiting and waiting.
Oh, well, let's get into it because I watched the first one. Well, then yeah. Next week we'll talk about season 1, and we can get into it because I watched the first episode of season 2. I'm ready for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get started on SDCC, I suppose.
Yeah, it's huge.
We can start with DC.
All right. Oh, you want to start with DC first? All right, that's cool. All right, perfect. DC didn't have much. They said that they are saving. Basically, Peter Safran did an interview of we are waiting to present when we feel we have something to present. And I love that because before we saw DC give us 50 movies and none of them came out but 2. And it's like, if you're trying to make people believe in you, do it this way. We had a Penguin panel. And during the Penguin, and then they had a comics panel, which DC Comics, it is a great time to be a DC Comics fan. Not only are we getting a Justice League Unlimited book, which they're making the mainline Justice League book, a Justice League Unlimited, where they're taking cues from the animated series because they know people loved it. And Mark Waid who gave ideas for that show, said, I'm just going to take my ideas and turn it into the actual Justice League book, where we have Captain Atom on the team, which big in Justice League Unlimited. We have Black Lightning on the team, which I love. Star Sapphire is on the team. They're going to have some other Unlimited people. And basically, that's the normal universe. But in the multiverse right now, which they'll be battling, there's this absolute verse where everything was restarted in a different way, where Wonder Woman was born in hell. She's the last Amazon, and basically she has a demon Pegasus, and she looks badass as shit. Batman didn't have money growing up. His parents died, so he went to Planet Fitness. Schubert and his 6'5", 280 pounds, ripped in the suit. He's like 7 foot. He has not as much gadgets, but he learned MMA. Like, this shit's gonna be crazy. And then Superman, still from Krypton and everything, but we don't know much about him, but it's gonna be insane. So basically, the normal universe is run off of normal energy, which opposite of the anti-life. This universe, the absolute, is run off of dark side energy. So it's going to be insane. The reason why I'm saying all of this, because I think you enjoy this. I think our fans would enjoy this if you're a DC fan. But that was the major stuff. But during that, Jim Lee brought on James Gunn. And James Gunn was like, I'm sorry. Don't worry. Next year at SDC, we're going to hit you over the head with everything that we got. But for right now, here's the start of the DC universe. And he gave us the Creature Commandos trailer. How'd you feel about that?
I thought it was a pretty good trailer. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely James Gunn.
Yeah, very much so. Felt like Suicide Squad, very much. I mean, they're called Task Force M, Task Force Monster. Right. So I feel like this is him doing the team he probably wanted to do for Suicide Squad, but because he wasn't in charge, he had to do who they told him. So, like, this is his Guardians. And I feel like this looks really good having Rick Flag Sr. I like that they didn't bring up any of the stuff from the first Suicide Squad or Peacemaker because they're showing this is its own universe. We even know.
We don't know that, though.
Well, but we know. All right, so we know that this is not the Snyderverse. We don't know how much carried over in terms of it being a new universe, how many of the same things happened. We don't know, but we do know that Congress shut down Task Force X, which is crazy. And now we got Bride of Frankenstein, G.I. Robot, Weasel, fucking Mr. Phosphorus, and Frankenstein led by Rick Flag Sr. And I'm interested. I'm in the humor. It looks like it's going to be gory. I'm in.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Kite Man. Is Kite Man been good? Like, is Max DC still?
Okay, Max DC. Yeah, no, the Kite Man shit is out. I saw that on HBO Max, but that's not connected to
I'm saying, like, this is on Max, though. So
yeah. No, for sure. This is 100% on Max. This is
because, like, if we wouldn't have told me it was on Max, I would have thought it was on Amazon based on how it was like drawn and the animation and what it seemed like the humor.
Yeah, no, 100%. This is Max. This is number one in the new DC universe. My Adventures of Superman, Kite Man, Harley Quinn, the Batman, and the Penguin are all separate shit. This right here is the start.
I think it is an interesting move to
start with this
cartoon. Like, regardless of what it is, but to start it with the cartoon and like establishing that we're going to have a universe that
intermingles.
That intermingles between mediums.
Yeah, and I feel like this is the right way to do it. Like, and I know we shit on Marvel for how their TV shit worked out with this, but like, I feel like the fact that you're carrying over voice actors to animation and then having those people who voice act are the real actors, I just feel like there's ultimate care in converting the TV to cartoon to movie. Whereas with Marvel, what if? Is that real? Like, we get what if, we get this. Like, some of this shit is just like, what are we doing? So, but, Well,
yeah, for Marvel, it seems like a lot of their animated is like,
they don't care.
not part of the timeline because they want all of their shows to be live action. But if you switch up the mediums, you have more ability to use characters that you can't use in live action. Like, you could have carried an Iron Man story. You could have carried more Steve Rogers.
And the thing is, like, James Gunn might not want Mr. Phosphorus or Bride of Frankenstein, let's say in a live action, but he damn sure wants them in the universe, so they're gonna be in an animated show. But you know what? I think we will see this squad again in Swamp Thing, because remember, Chapter 1, the DC universe is going by chapters, not phases. Chapter 1 is gods and monsters. We know who the gods are. These are the monsters.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested. That makes me think the Batman. Honestly, Schubert, I'm going to shoot my shot now. I think Batman and Brave and the Bold, we're going to see for the first time Man-Bat. I think it's going to be Man-Bat, Killer Croc, or Clayface, one of the three.
They were saying like
as the villain. Yeah, because gods and monsters. Think about it. Like, we've never seen Man-Bat. James Gunn likes to be original. We know that Man-Bat's a huge part of Batman's universe. I could see it being Man-Bat or Killer Croc, and Clayface would be the safe choice if Matt Reeves doesn't use it. But I think with this universe,
I think we're more likely to get Clayface and a Matt Reeves than
we are. Yeah, no, I agree.
I think you're on the right track where James Gunn would probably end up doing something crazy like that because
we've never seen that ever. We would have never gotten that in any of the other Batman movies. Man-Bat, no.
And because Matt Reeves is probably going to carry your bigger IP characters, he's like, let me do one that's like not.
Until it's time to pull them out. Yeah.
Well, until we establish who's carrying the mantle, because we think that it's going to be a transition movie.
Yeah, it could be very well, because like based on the comic that with Damian, it is Nightwing that takes over. I'm still torn on if they do that. I think Schubert, I know I pitched that to us early. I think what it's going to be is going to be after that where we have the Bat family. You know what I'm saying? Like after Bruce comes back and Battle for the Cowl happens with all of this, we get a legitimate Bat family where it's Nightwing, Red Hood, Bruce, Damian, and then Tim Drake. And if it's true that we're getting Teen Titans, I could definitely see us having the Bat Family with Tim Drake or Nightwing leading the Titans. So I'm interested. I'm very like torn right now.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Honestly, 100%. 100%. But that's pretty much all on the DC front. That's mainline. The Penguin trailer looked incredible, brother. Like we called it. Sophia Falcone is 100% the Hangman Killer. I truly feel like they're going with that Long Halloween motif and everything in Dark Victory. They're fusing it. And I do think Batman comes at the last episode. I really do now, even more so of how Matt Reeves described it at SDCC.
Yeah, I'm ready for that to come out. It's going to be huge. We're gonna bringing in Sophia Falcone and having her do all of her stuff there, and I think.
Oh, she looks great too in it. Like that's our Melody. Oh, she looks great in it, bro. She looks just like. And it makes sense that she's sister. They look like they would be sisters.
Yeah.
Her and Zoe Kravitz. Like they just do. And the way they like everything about it, I am in on that show. And the fact that Matt Reeves said that his Batman universe, view it as this, an epic crime noir saga. And when he said that, he was like, all of it's tied together. It is very much so me telling breaking down Batman from the crime perspective, which is something we haven't seen, bro. He's a detective. Matt Reeves basically treating this like True Detective, essentially.
Right. And so I think like having this show kind of set that tone with like a serial killer aspect.
It would be amazing. Yeah.
Good way to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's DC.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything DC that happened at SDCC. So
before we talk about like the big stuff, I will mention some of the stuff other things I had thrown in here is
go ahead.
On the Star Wars end, Skeleton Crew.
I saw that today.
Picks.
How'd you feel? It's very. Those are kids.
Right. Well, I mean, like that's the thing is like it is marketed as a kid show for kids. That is what it looks like.
Yeah, 100%.
So, like,
and I'm not gonna complain because we just got Acolyte, which is one of the darker things Star Wars has given us. So if we're gonna go that dark with Acolyte, I understand why they have to give a skeleton key. I 100% get it.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, this is not supposed to break the mold. This is not supposed to, like, do massive things for Star Wars. It's just supposed to be
a lore builder
story for kids.
Yeah, facts. Like, don't expect to be getting lore tie-ins, any of this, like, Knights of Ren, Vader, Yoda. Like, no. Like you said, this is a kid's show. Let them have fun.
Just because that one character is the species Ortolan,
the elephant,
like it is not Max Rebo's son. Okay, like that's just there's not going to be massive connections in the show.
Yes, brother. Tell them like I agree 100% with you, and it's like please, like, everyone.
If this looks like that one goofy ass Book of Boba episode, that's fine.
Yeah, like, and I don't want the Star Wars community coming at giving death threats to these actors or being like, fire Filoni, do it. Like, this is not for you sweaty ass 50-year-olds. Shut the fuck up. This is for kids 5 through like 12 for them to get into Star Wars. Like, I'm sorry.
and it could be fun.
It could be like we may like it, you never know.
And then so the boys, they've announced a new spinoff called Bot Rising, and it'll feature both Soldier Boy and Aya Cash.
They're the leads. This is about their story of building Vought. So like we might see the noir dying scene that we saw, the flashback with Soldier Boy. I'm sure we will. I'm sure we're gonna see them start payback. But let me ask you, I am 100%, and when I say this, don't think I'm not excited and don't think I don't love the boys fans. I am excited for more Soldier Boy, more Stormfront. But my question to Schubert is, are we doing too much?
No.
Okay. Because they also have Boys Mexico, and I think that's what's turning me off of this. I feel like that show, you don't remember? And they showed it on SDCC of like their stuff. This show has a script, and they're ready to go for this. Boys Mexico still doesn't have scripts. I don't think Boys Mexico might get made. I feel like that's why I'm saying is this too much, because I'm judging off of that. But based upon The Boys and Gen V, they can do spinoffs. Gen V was great. At some point, Gen V was better than, or let me say this, Gen V season 1 was better than Boys season 3. So that shows you how good Gen V was. And we know that Jensen Ackles is great. We know that IE Cash is great. So I'm into this. We can even see Mother's Milk's dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember his dad worked with the CIA.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things where, like, for The Boys, because it's coming to an end point.
Mm-hmm. It's like, give us more.
Moving the timeline back works so that you can continue to live in that space.
And I think we get to see them. I think the cool thing about this is, whereas with The Boys, we didn't get a lot of superhero fights because their shit was staged. Remember, this is still when superheroes were like active and like as real as they could be. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, we'll see Soulja Boy doing cool shit. We'll see IE Cash doing cool shit. This will be the closest we'll get to having actual superhero moments in The Boys. They'll just be assholes.
Yeah. Yeah. This is going to be like a totally different kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And you already got Jensen Ackles and IE Cash are going to come and do it.
And I'm sure you're going to get that young Grace Mallory in here leading her team of boys. I'm sure you're going to get that young Stan Edgar that we saw in that flashback. Like, there are things that I'm excited for to see.
All right. So let's get to Marvel now. So... So we talked about the Russos last week, where they're going to do the 2 Avengers movies now called Doomsday and Secret Wars. And Fantastic Four will appear in both Avengers films, so that's exciting.
I'm excited about. And they showed the Fantastic Four car. Wait, let's talk about Fantastic Four real quick, because they gave a lot of news. And I saw people leak the photos. So basically, they're going to do the original thing where the Fantastic Four are... astronauts. Reed is a teacher. Like, Ben is like he was on a game show. He was pretty popular in that world. So like when he loses his face, it's gonna be very intense because people know him. I don't know what Sue and Johnny do. They didn't really say much about that. But basically, those 4 are going into outer space to harness this cosmic energy triggered by Galactus, and that's going to give them the powers. And we saw Galactus peering into the Baxter building, and he looked crazy. So, like, I'm excited for this. I definitely think by the end of this movie, the person we're going to talk about, Doom, and this Fantastic Four, based upon I think Galactus is going to eat their Earth. I think they're going to lose. And based upon him eating their Earth, they're going to be sent to the other multiverse. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they're going to be sent to our Earth. So I'm excited I think actually Fantastic Four, they're cooking with grease. It's the other stuff that's like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, so with Robert Downey Jr. coming in to play Doom for the Avengers Doomsday, at least, is kind of
both of them. No, they said today it's both of them. He's got, and when they said 2 movies, I was like, so wait, he's not gonna be doing past these 2 movies? What the fuck are we doing? How do you feel about it? Because I've tweeted about it. I want to know how you feel.
Well, and just like doing more research on it and feeling how people have felt about the Iron Man as Doom runs, it's just such a weird move to pull. Like, it's just like, it's not a beloved run. Mm-hmm. It's not a,
And see, I don't even think they're doing that. I saw people saying that. To me, that makes no fucking sense because the one, there's 2 things that people have been talking about. You're probably talking about one of these. The one where Tony Stark and Doom switch faces. They basically do face swap, and then Doom lives as Tony Storm, Tony Stark, and Stark lives as Doom, and then Doom grows up, aka Stark. When I say Stark, I'm just gonna be talking about Stark in Doom's body. He fights his way back to the top, and basically he becomes rich. Doom, who took over Tony Stark, was so like fucked up that people start to hate him. So he ends up killing Victor Von Doom and basically, fucking him over. So Tony Stark goes away. The other one is basically everything happened after Secret Wars, the God Emperor shit, and Doom is trying to repent for his sins and he becomes Iron Man. Neither one of those they're fucking doing. I truly think, Schubert, they are either this is an Iron Man variant, an evil Iron Man variant that just so happens to be Doom, or they're really just gonna make Robert Downey Jr. Doom in this universe, and he just so happens to look like Tony Stark, which is fucking weird to me. It's like Cillian Murphy's right there.
They're obviously going to do something that ties into the conversations of, from what I assume, because I haven't seen Deadpool, but the anger being conversation. And so, like,
I would assume so. I would assume that's what they're doing. Hopefully. Which is like weird.
So like obviously you can't have Downey be in there and not make reference to Tony Stark. So it's got to be some sort of.
I think when he goes to the other universe, it's gonna be like Tony, and that's gonna throw off the Avengers, but it's really gonna be Doom and Fantastic Four to be like, no, that's Dr. Doom.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it could be something where like established at the end of this Fantastic Four movie or something that the Tony Stark of that universe
died.
Is evil and gets taken into this universe as well.
Okay,
or so you don't even taken to Earth.
See what and if that happens, I'm gonna be pissed because I do not want this to be evil Tony Stark. Victor Von Doom is too good of a character by himself for him to just be reduced to Tony Stark evil. I think that's lazy. I think if Marvel's doing that, that is the death of Marvel because Victor Von Doom is their best villain. You would never make the Joker just, let's say they fucking started with Flash, and Flash was their most popular character, because I'm choosing someone that has nothing to do with Doom. Flash is popular, and they're just like, oh yeah, let's get the actor who played Flash to be Joker, and he's just an evil version of Barry. That makes no fucking sense. That is stupid and idiotic. So I'm just not for this. And for the Russos to say, oh, there's no one else who could play Victor Von Doom but Robert Downey Jr., that's a fucking lie. That's like Cillian Murphy is sitting right there, who would have been the best Dr. Doom, bro. Michael Fassbender is sitting right there, who would have been a great Dr. Doom. Like, there are actors on actors. I mean, shit, Jean-Claude, I know you wouldn't have made him a black guy, but Jean-Claude Esposito would have been a better fucking Doom, I feel, than Robert Downey Jr., bro. Like, this is a mistake, in my opinion.
No, it is a mistake because, like you said, like Doom is such a central character that it just doesn't seem like he's going to be treated correctly.
Fairly,
obviously, these movies are going to be made, and we're going to find out how it turns out. But it's just like it kind of you wanted it to be this great unifier,
this moment,
and get everyone excited again. But I think it just draws more confusion. Like, and it almost deflates Fantastic Four's bubble.
It literally split the fan base because there were some people who are Marvel movie only fans and was so sad when Downey died, and they're like, "Yeah, he's back!" and they're loud, and they'll be like, "Yeah, he's back." All of you people who are hating are wrong, and a lot of the comic book fans, to me, they've split it to where it's movie fans and comic book fans. They did the Harry Potter where there's book Harry Potter fans, and I should choose a different franchise because the Harry Potter movies weren't bad. But like, it's worse than that, Schubert. It's like split. It really is. And I saw on Twitter when that announcement happened, I would say it was 60-40 negative, like 40% positive, 60% like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't see too many people who were like in the space of like podcasters or people in media or anything like that being like, oh, this was a great move.
It was more so just fans. Honestly, I agree with that 100%. All the podcasters, journalists, movie correspondents, film reviewers, and people who know about in this world space like us, I didn't see any positives from them. It was mostly just Marvel fans that I saw positives from that I follow.
Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't seem like it's the right way to go. I mean, even like the story that came out this week, like I think today with what's his name, Jonathan Majors, and he being upset about like Kang and stuff like that. And I'm like, it is kind of disappointing because
he handled it the right way. He did. Well, they tried to get
it. But I'm just saying, like, if Jonathan Majors hadn't been as problematic as he was, and they could have gone through with Kang, like that probably would have worked.
It would have, because Jonathan Majors is a great actor. Let's not act like he's not. And like,
he was establishing a pretty good character.
He was,
who has good lore.
Yep, and ties to Fantastic Four and ties to Doom. Where if he would have went through, you would have set up Doom and it had been more impactful. Like the situation, people were like, oh, this is gonna be much better than Jonathan Majors. Shut up. Y'all don't know because y'all just saw him in a shitty Ant-Man movie where he was the best part of it. It wasn't his fault that movie fucking sucked. And he saved Loki. Season 1, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, so everything he did in Marvel was great. And the TMZ person tried to get him and was like, do you feel you were treated the same as Ezra Miller and Robert Downey Jr., how they got multiple chances? And it's like, he's like, how do you want me to answer that, man? Like, you know, like, I'm happy for them. I'm never going to wish bad on them. But yes, I wish I would have been treated like them, because the thing is, he wasn't guilty of shit. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, he was found innocent. He got charged with something, but it wasn't abuse or it wasn't anything like that. He got charged with like something else. But what he did was nowhere near what Downey did, and definitely nowhere near what Ezra Miller did. Like, my God.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I feel for him. And then the thing is that this is what makes me mad more than Jonathan Majors. Forget Jonathan Majors. I get why you got rid of him. I'm not upset about that.
Right.
But Schubert, my thing is, if you're going to do this, you telling me you couldn't recast T'Challa? What the fuck?
That's a good point.
Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, T'Challa, the most important Black character, arguably when Downey went away, he was supposed to be one of the leaders with Doctor Strange, and we felt his absence. The fact that there was no T'Challa is probably why some of this shit sucked, because there was no true leader.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So yeah, it's just why bring in Robert Downey into this? Like, you could have.
Chris Evans said he's done. And I don't want to say anything, but like, Chris Evans 100% is doing the right thing. Like, right. Downey should have did what Chris Evans did, but he's not. Like, it shows it kind of like what we were talking about Joe Biden and Donald Trump, how Joe Biden walked away. Chris Evans, no ego. Downey has kind of an ego, bro. He was like, different mask, same task. Brother, this is much different than fucking Tony Stark. You cannot come and just think, oh, I'm gonna just do my Downey shit and be Dr. Doom. No, sir. Like, you have to be the darkest you've been in a while. I like Oppenheimer, he was a villain, but it's worse than that. Like, you gotta go darker than that, bro. And I don't know if you will.
And it's like, bro, like, you left Marvel and it was working.
Yeah, you were doing good shit. Like, you weren't like the Russos.
You won an award.
Mm-hmm.
You had your role in the Sympathizer was good.
Mm-hmm. You've been killing it. Everything you've been doing has been killing.
So, like, why? Like, it just didn't make any sense.
I don't get it.
Like, why do you think you need this?
The money is what brought him back, Schubert, I believe, because they're paying him out. The Russos were like, we're not doing it without Robert. And Robert is getting a private jet. He's getting points on the box office. He's getting $80 million for a cameo in Fantastic Four, bro. He's getting $80 million for the post-credit spot alone. Like, this.
And see, that's like a major problem with going back to the Russos.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've gotten so dependent, and you're giving them so much power that, like, they're holding it up.
Yeah, bro. Like, they're holding your foot to the fire, and they're basically saying, you're giving us everything we want, no matter the cost. And it's like, Marvel's never been that. That is some Zack Snyder DC shit. Like, that's why DC failed, like, doing shit like that. And it's like, I don't know, man. This is bad. If this doesn't work, it's over for Marvel. It really might be. They're gonna have to reboot.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, they announced all this, and also deflates from your Deadpool weekend too. Like,
yeah,
Deadpool
which was huge.
Came out, and, you know, we announced all this stuff during the same weekend that Deadpool comes out, and so now people are kind of like, and, you know, and that was like a huge conversation. It was like, you know, you ruined two people's deaths, Wolverines and Iron Man's.
I retweeted that. It did not ruin Wolverine. I'm gonna say that right now. Logan, if anything, it enhanced. It was a love letter to everything Fox did, to everything that came before that was not Marvel. I got to give Ryan Reynolds his props. He wrote a love letter, and I got to give Marvel their props for allowing him to do that. But it 100% ruined the Iron Man death. Like, I have no faith in them fixing that. Logan, I understand why they did what they did. And Logan, it was a love letter. They're not about to give Iron Man a love letter. His love letter was the way he died, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, there's you went out as good as anyone. You went out better than good. You went out in the best way possible. As like you won, and you're the reason why they won. And why would you take that away?
Well, because of Iron Man's death and the conversations of anchor beings and stuff like that, it's just like, Iron Man was like your driving force. And like, if you want like a canon event of your universe to be an Iron Man death, bringing back the actor
might ruin it. Mm-hmm.
Might ruin that.
In universe. Yeah, no 100%.
Yeah, in universe. So moving off of the SDCC and some of our major topics, we have some trailers. Let's talk about Like a Dragon real quick.
Oh, great.
It was a short teaser that came out on SDCC. It's based off a video game.
Mm-hmm.
This is being taken on by Amazon. So Amazon's having a good
game.
Amazon is having a good track record with adapting video games in the series now. And so now a Yakuza series on Amazon sounds really hype.
It looks good. I told you while I was watching it, because for those that don't know, a little production side, me and when Schubert makes the notes, I log on, I call him, I open the notes. Then we watch the trailers together. He'll watch it on his side, I'll watch it on my side. And as I'm watching it, I go, Schubert, this is Tokyo Vice, but we're following the Vice. Like, this looks amazing, man. Like, this is 100% Yakuza action. We're going to get badass martial arts. We're going to get gang shit. We're going to get crime. Like, this is 100% up our alley. And again, seeing some of these actors makes me think, wow, Netflix, you couldn't have cast any of them as Spike Spiegel. Like, it really shows you didn't try. We keep saying that, but I'm going to say that until the cows come home. I'm going to say that every time I see something like this.
Yeah. I think in a world where we're done with Tokyo Vice, bringing this into the fold is definitely going to be exciting.
Huge, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was a really cool trailer. It was real short. It was like a teaser. So hopefully we'll see more of that in the days to come. So next we'll go and talk about Hellboy, Crooked Man. When this came out, or I don't know if we talked about this prior, and I'm sure we did, but when it came out, I was wondering what the heck this was all about. And
it looked fan-made. Like, that's what I felt when I was hearing people talk about it on Twitter and seeing pics. I was like, wait, is this some fan-made shit and people are talking about it? But it's actually a real movie. Like, I'm shocked.
Yeah. It actually, in one way, I would say it looks kind of interesting because it's like a Hellboy story, with no other tie-ins to anything, but it looks horror.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
It's actually modeling off of the real Hellboy comic. Hellboy is not an action. I mean, it has action in it, but it's 100% like Blade, a dark horror action movie. Like, there's supposed to be horror in it. And to your point, this is the first time they're doing that. And I gotta say that even though I thought this was a fan-made movie, the Hellboy actually looks pretty good. Like, it looks better than some of the other ones they've done.
So it's just one of those things where, like, because it's not, I assume, attached to a major studio. Like, I don't know.
No, it's not. I don't think so.
Like, I mean, it could be Sony, but like,
hold on, I'll look it up real quick. Hellboy. What's the back part? Oh, the Crooked Man.
Yeah, Crooked Man.
All right, let's see. It is it's a superhero film made by Millennium Media, Dark Home Entertainment, in Boyana Film Studios. So yeah, it's very much independent. The distributed by Ketchup Entertainment. What the fuck?
The director was the guy who created that.
Brian Taylor.
Happy.
Yeah.
And
he made Crank.
He made Crank. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, Schubert! This dude made Crank High Voltage, Jonah Hex, and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. And Gamer, yeah.
He wrote Gamer.
To me, the best movie he made was Biker Boys. which is like a hood film, motorcycle film. It's really good. What a weird array of stuff this dude's made. Like, a lot of trash.
Yeah, a lot of trash. So we'll see how this goes, but it's definitely an interesting trailer to pop up.
Yeah.
And then, like, this trailer I put on because I saw your tweet about it. Sakamoto Days. Obviously an anime. I don't believe it's gonna have a dub. I think it's just gonna be sub.
Oh no, I know. I think Netflix is gonna dub it.
Okay.
It's coming by Netflix. It's 100% gonna have a dub. It deserves one. Schubert, this 100% is like Pulp Fiction meets anime. Honestly, like this guy was a former hitman who he was one of the best assassins who now got married and owns a store. Assassins try to come kill him. He ends up befriending some of them, training them, and then basically he winds up getting back into the life, but not as a hitman, as someone who stops hitmen and assassins. So like hearing the jazz music, seeing all the guns, like it 100% reminded me of like Bebop. It reminded me of Pulp Fiction. Like this is 100% up our alley.
Yeah, it seemed really cool. Like the concept was very interesting of like a guy who, he lets himself go. That's part of the trailer.
Got fat.
It's just like a big
I can't believe they made a big deal about that.
Yeah, they did. They really did. They were like, he let himself go.
Yeah. And like they zoomed in on his chubby cheeks and like I was like, damn, they're saying this dude's a fatty. Because if you see him, they show him, which I was shocked they showed how he really looked. And, I guess they had to get people interested in like the idea that he let himself go. But in the manga, we didn't know how he really looked for like 20, 30 chapters in. Like it was a minute. So like when we saw it, it was a moment, it was a reveal. But I guess for anime, you have to do that a little different. But yeah, no, when you see him, how he really was, oh, dude was a badass.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that this is a really cool anime to bring on there. I blew through a Netflix anime recently, which is kind of stupid.
Oh, which one?
It's Rising Impact.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah, I actually did kind of like it.
You said that's the golf one, right? Yeah. Look, people love that. Should I watch it? Like, because I'm right now I'm reading a hockey manga, which is I hope they turn into anime.
I mean, not really. I mean, I think it's like I'm more so interested because I like play golf, and so like I kind of see like so it has like some. It stays pretty true for like a sports anime of like how the sport is played, but like obviously like certain people have like
powers.
Yeah, like this little kid or whatever, he sees the ball so clearly that like he gets it in the sweet spot every single time.
Hole in ones type shit. Yeah, that's like Blue Lock, the soccer one. How certain people have like power legs or like finesse legs. Like I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, like his major friend / foe is like he can see the line for the putt, so he makes like the putt every time.
The ultimate putter. I'm sure there's a power driver.
But they, that's what I'm saying. The kid is the power driver.
Oh, okay.
His rival is the putter.
Gotcha.
But then there's also someone who has an approach shot, so like they see the hole as a whirlpool. So like,
oh yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, I get you.
It's fairly interesting, and like they have it's not that bad. And it's a pretty quick watch, 12 episodes on Netflix. They're about to have a new season come out. That's why I watched it.
Okay, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so like the Netflix animes are pretty cool. Honestly, I think like it's good that they're putting so many.
They got hits. I'll give them this. The ones that some of them they choose obviously are stinkers, but when they have good ones, they have really good ones. Like I got to give it to them.
And then the last trailer we have is Chaos, another Netflix show. Yeah. This is the live action starring Jeff Goldblum, a lot of notable faces of character actors that you may have seen. The concept around this is a modern day contemporary retelling of Greek mythology, similar to American Gods. Mm-hmm. But this is kind of a imagined universe that the Greek gods are real and are living in modern day society and realizing that people don't really give a shit about them. And so they're pretty pissed off about that.
And they're trying to get people to basically to pray to them. Honestly, bro, if you are someone who watched American Gods but kind of fell off because of how the show ended up going, you should watch Chaos. And if I'm American Gods creator, I'm suing Chaos because that is their idea, but with the Greek pantheon, like 100%. And Ian McShane's Odin, Jeff Goldblum is Zeus. It feels very similar, bro, but like it looks good. I got to give it to them.
I'm trying to think, like, there's something like this is pretty similar to, and I guess it is kind of similar to Percy
American
Jackson. Well, I mean, like, just like the concept of like Greek gods upset.
Oh, gotcha.
People aren't praying to them anymore. Like that's part of Percy Jackson in a sense. Is like but there's some other IP that it's very similar to. So like the idea is there. It's definitely interesting because like you can really go into how the Greek gods are so like awful.
Yeah, they suck.
Like, because Percy Jackson plays it pretty close to the chest with it, and like Hercules like made us think that Zeus and Hera were like a good, loving relationship, good people.
They're not.
Like it would be really good to have Netflix come out and really show you how awful these gods could be.
Look, you got Debbie Mazar as Medusa and David Thewlis as Hades. Like, what? This is a crazy little cast.
Definitely.
Cliff Curtis as Poseidon. Like, I thought there was a big actress in here, but I don't see her name anywhere. I could have sworn I saw her in the. Yeah, I'm not seeing. I thought I saw someone in the trailer who was supposed to be really big, but I guess I might have imagined that. I don't know, but yeah, no, big, like pretty big name cast. I'm interested in this for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like character actors, like Janet McTeer, she was like she was in Ozark, she was in The Menu, she was in Jessica Jones. So
Debbie Mazar is the girl who's the side chick in Goodfellas, or you may know her from Food Network. So like, nah, you're right. A lot of character actors in this.
Yeah. So really, really cool trailer. Definitely worth checking out. So to get through some of the stories, I have like three stories that we can blow through pretty quickly. So the NBA has split game rights between the Disney Corp and NBC and Amazon. Why is this interesting for a movie and TV show? It just is kind of interesting how the streaming wars are taking shape. Obviously Disney Corp is more so ABC than ESPN.
Yeah, they're keeping their rights essentially. Basically, basically what happened was Amazon and NBC basically snatched the NBA from TNT.
From Max, yeah.
Yeah, from HBO and Max, essentially. The bad thing about this is we're losing, and the reason why it's relevant to a TV show podcast, because we're movies and TV, we're losing the best sports television show on the market, which is Inside the NBA, and with Charles Barkley, Shaq, and those guys do. I guess the best thing you could say is we're getting the NBC basketball theme back? Question mark.
Probably so, and I think.
And D-Wade. Yeah, because we saw the Olympics. Those guys are going to be the color commentators.
It just plays more into this idea of the streaming wars. I mean, NBC is having a moment with, so many people have bought Peacock because of the Olympics. And now
they're keeping it.
NBC is going to is going to have the All-Star game for the next 11 years.
Yep.
NBC is going to, have 100 regular season games on Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday.
Huge.
But Disney will retain the finals in most playoffs.
But they're going to get some of the They're going to get some of the playoffs.
NBC will get some. NBC will get some conference finals,
just like TNT had. Yeah,
and they'll get 28 games of the first two rounds.
Yep, they're literally okay. So I thought it was Amazon that was taking the contract from TNT.
We'll get a third of the first round games, and we'll get the conference finals on some years.
So what I'm thinking is Amazon basically took, you remember how last year.
But Amazon will get 66 regular season games and the in-season tournament.
So, okay, boom, that's exactly what it is. So Amazon is the streaming platform. So they basically took what was being put on Max. You remember how Max had the NBA a little bit last year? So they took that, and basically NBC is now the new TNT. So how TNT had the Western Conference. So if TNT has the Western Conference, ABC has the Eastern. That's how I think it's going to be with NBC. So if ABC has the Western, NBC is going to have the Eastern, that type of shit. And it's going to be very interesting. We already saw from the Olympics that D-Wade and I think Ian Eagle were the play-by-play and the announcer. I really liked them. I really liked Ian Eagle's voice. So if they're the guys doing it, I'm into it. But they need they have to choose the right people for their pregame show and their postgame show.
I wouldn't be surprised if Shaq and Charles ended up either on the same network or one on.
Some of them are going. Yeah, no, some of them are going. One of them will be on NBC.
Or ESPN,
one of them will be on ESPN.
Figure that out. So, like,
do you think they bring back Ahmad Rashad? I hope they do. He was badass.
Possibly. So I think this is definitely just a big domino fall. I think Peacock is having a hell of a summer.
Yeah, and they lost WWE, so they needed something to replace their live, like their because WWE was their major live sports entertainment, And so since soccer's not really picking up yet, so they needed something with losing WWE to Netflix. What better than the fucking NBA, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect for them. Love Island and Love the Olympics blew up this summer for Peacock. Drove so many people to the platform. They basically gifted people. Like when the first time I bought a Peacock subscription, it was like $5 for the year. They did that again this summer. So now you're gonna lock in people to be on Peacock, and
for a year.
they're gonna keep it in because like they do have good quality content.
They do. And they make good TV shows too. Like we know with Poker Face and some of the stuff that we've talked about them bringing in. It really helped that some of the Olympians were treating the Olympic Village as like the Love Island cabana. So like the rugby girl, the lead rugby star was like, I've got some numbers at Olympic Island. And like,
she's been great.
She's been the best. And then Peacock's been retweeting it, talking about Olympic Island. So like you said, the way that they're just fusing Olympics with Love Island, they're having a moment, man. And Peacock might be winning the summer in terms of streaming services.
Snoop is going to be on The Voice.
And he's been
Snoop
killing it on Olympics.
And so it's going to bring more people in that way, too.
I'm sure they're going to bring Snoop in some way with the NBA. It would be dumb not to.
Well, exactly. So, like, NBC is establishing who they have on their payroll and making it work. And so, speaking of someone that is on NBC payroll.
D-Wade left TNT and was like, I'm going to NBC. He made the move, boy.
And it's working for him. That's why you got a wife in the industry.
True. I think, you're good call, Streeter. That's unlike Cheyenne Woodley, who tore Aaron Rodgers down. Gabrielle Union is lifting D-Wade up.
Speaking of wife in the industry and NBC payroll, Colin Jost is now going to host Jeopardy Pop Culture on Amazon.
Oh, shit. Wow. What a big win for him. He just going from hosting the Olympics in Tahiti, doing the best gig, to now hosting Jeopardy. He honestly has the face of someone and voice of someone who should host Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's perfect for him. And I think that's going to be a good show because people enjoy Jeopardy, but they can't answer questions. So now they'll be able to.
Yeah.
But the funny
he should be the main host. I think if he kills it, they might bring him to do the main show.
Yeah, Ken Jennings doing pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
okay. But Colin Jost, did you know how he got that job at Tahiti?
Didn't he just ask? Like, isn't he a surfer in real life?
It was a raffle of all the NBC people who could have done it,
and he won. He won I know the normal sports broadcasting people are pissed. They're like, "How did this SNL guy get this?"
So speaking of Snoop Dogg on The Voice, American Idol, they lost Katy Perry earlier in the year, and they were going to replace her with Carrie Underwood. So
nice.
That's pretty good move for American Idol.
But let me ask you, do you think it's too much country singers at this point? Because they have
I think they should drop Luke Bryan. Yeah.
I was about to ask you, because I was about to say what made Katy Perry work was that she was the pop star. You had the old school R&B pop guy with I'm blanking on his name. I'm looking at him.
Lionel Richie, and
then you had the country guy with Luke Bryan. They definitely need someone to. If you're going Carrie Underwood, then you need to get a man or a woman to replace Luke Bryan that is more R&B, pop, like rock, like a mixture of with Katy Perry, essentially.
My thought process on that is that I would get Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert is, he covers lots of bases. He does pop. He was the lead singer of Queen in the revival of Queen,
and he's a former winner.
He's a former winner. He represents multiple communities. It's just a good idea to maybe.
If you don't get him, Fantasia's not a bad choice either. Since thinking on that step, and if you want corn-fed white American person, I mean Kelly Clarkson's right there, and she does host TV shit too.
Yeah, but it was like what you said. Like it would be good to have another man, and there's your option for man.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And then two stories I have here as well. Amazon Prime Video, The Young Sherlock. We talked about it before. Hero Fiennes Tiffin is supposed to be the young Sherlock, and they cast their young Moriarty, and I'll be Donald Finn, who is from Wheel of Time.
Oh, okay. Let me look at. Oh, he does look like a little Moriarty. He has that energy. Evil. I like it. The nose and the chin. Okay. I like it.
Yeah, and based on his character in Wheel of Time season 2, he's a little sinister. So
okay,
it'll work. So Miranda Cosgrove of iCarly and Drake and Josh fame has been trying to revitalize her career on Netflix. Most recently in the movie Mother of the Bride. She's now been cast with this guy Pearson Fode for a new movie on Netflix, a new rom-com called The Wrong Paris. The film centers around Dawn, played by Cosgrove, who is desperate to get to France for a once-in-a-lifetime art opportunity. Thus, she talks her way on to a bachelor-type dating show set in Paris.
Okay.
Only to discover that the show is actually set in Paris, Texas.
Oh my gosh.
As part of a rating stunt by producers. Now in jeopardy of losing out on her dreams, Dawn must find a way to get kicked off the show until a real romance begins to blossom between her and the lead, Trey.
She's clowning because you're still gonna get your dream, because now that you're on this Bachelor TV show, you can be famous that way. Stay on the show, dummy.
It might be a time crunch. Like It might be like just to get there at a certain time or something.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, so I thought that was only fitting.
Right up our alley.
Talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah, facts. Okay, nice. Hell yeah. Well, I guess it's that time of the show where we give you one movie or TV show that's coming out this week that you should check out, called Movie on the Rise. And Schubert, I'm taking it. Batman Cape Crusaders out this week, literally out tonight. I'm going to watch it tonight right after we finish recording at 12 o'clock, because hopefully it drops 12 o'clock on Amazon. If they wait till like 3 a.m., I'm going to be pissed. But no, Amazon usually does the 12 o'clock midnight release.
Two things I'll have to say. I watched on Peacock, they have released that movie Abigail, which is the vampire movie with the little girl. It's got like Giancarlo Esposito, Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton, Angus Cloud before his passing. It's a horror. I consider it a horror comedy with a vampire. It's a really fun watch, 90-minute movie. Cool to watch on Peacock. And then also the show on Apple TV, Sunny, which is Rashida Jones. Her husband, she thought was a refrigerator salesman, but he was actually
a crime boss or some shit.
He actually made robots, and she starts to uncover the dark truth of what really happened to her husband and son, who mysteriously disappear in a plane crash. It takes place in Japan because she's living in Japan. Her husband and son are Japanese, so it's hinted that there's going to be like some gang ties to that too.
Yakuza ties, okay. Hell yeah, some conspiracy, government maybe, Yakuza. I'm interested in that. That's Apple TV?
Apple TV, yeah.
It's out now?
Yeah, it's releasing week.
Hell yeah.
It's on episode 5.
Oh, perfect time to jump in.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Presumed Innocent, yeah.
Hell yeah, okay. I don't know if there's anything else that's like popping that's out right now. I don't think so. I think we really touched on it. Let me just check new to Netflix real quick and see if there's anything this week. I don't think so though. I'm pretty sure you hit it and then bro, why? Zack Snyder has to be the dumbest director ever, because like I watched Rebel Moon Part 1. And Schubert, I told you when I reviewed it, there were holes. And he was like, for all the people that thought there was issues with Rebel Moon Part 1, the director's cut is dropping this week. But why would I watch that? Like, you went to Netflix so you could have creative control and not have that issue, yet you did the same thing. Like, that is stupid to me. Do you think Netflix was like, let's hit him over the head where we'll get the Zack Snyder's fans in for Part 1 and then be like, nah, the director's cut and we'll get them back? Like, that is ruining his brand.
Yeah, no, it was kind of dumb.
Like, that's super dumb. Oh, Umbrella Academy's dropping August 8th, the final season.
Yeah,
which we
Umbrella
fell off of.
August 8th, and then I mentioned Rising Impact season 2 comes out on Tuesday, so I finished it perfect timing.
Okay, hell yeah. I think that's pretty much everything.
Yeah. So Bachelorette this week. The two people who have one-on-ones. Devin has a one-on-one. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
His ends the show. But at the beginning of the show, Sam M has a one.
Oh, the guy we don't fuck with. Him and the Asian guy are the two fuckers.
Right.
Did he stay?
And Sam M's date, like, it starts off kind of rocky where like Jen is like, I don't know if I can like trust him or I feel like he's in there. But then like on the night
starts doing his pretty privilege.
And on the night portion of the date, he really gets in there and like
starts using sex appeal,
cements himself. Like, well, he uses his story where like he was engaged or whatever, and like he left him for another guy. And so she was like, "Oh my gosh, he knows about love and committed to somebody." Like that's the thing is like if you go on that show and you're like, "Oh, I got engaged, but I got cheated on," it's like,
"Oh yeah, you're in there." If you're attractive, you're definitely in there. Producers will keep you around whether or not the lady likes you.
All right, and then so in the middle group date portion, they're in New Zealand, so they decide that they're going to do a rugby competition.
Oh, I know tempers flare.
Yeah, but actually it was like, because Devin and Sam weren't there. There was no major beefs.
Gotcha.
So like there weren't any major beefs. So like, nothing like crazy happened in the game. But the love virgin, Sam.
Got the love rose?
Well, no. He decides that he's like, fuck everyone else. I'm gonna like make sure that I stand out on this date. Like he goes, he tackles lots of dudes or whatever. No one is upset with like how he acts in the game. He doesn't do anything crazy, but like he just makes an extra effort. Like he puts on
to assert himself. Yeah.
He puts on a shirt like Jen's husband instead of his name, and then makes time to like be tackling on Jen and stuff like that. And so he that he's in on it, and so he ends up being on the winning team. When they go to the night portion of the date, he's carrying the trophy in one hand and a jersey on the other. And as everyone's sitting down, he puts the trophy on the couch, and then Marcus, the army vet, comes over and he's like, "Hey man, can I sit on the couch or whatever?" And he's like, "No."
They start getting beefing.
And so like they're all starting to think like, man, like this guy Sam, like he's just
sucks.
And like he was strutting into like the thing, like ahead of everyone else, and like
doing too much.
He was starting to do too much, and like they were like, and like after he talks to Jen at first they come back and like confront him on it, like and be like, man, like what's all about? And he's like, I'm all about Jen at this point. Like I really don't care about like what's going on with you guys. I don't know why you're even talking to me about this. Like why don't you like?
See, that's upsetting because there's a difference between caring about Jen and being a dick. Like you can care about Jen and assert yourself like you did in the game, but now you're just being a dick.
That's what they were saying. They were like, we were cool with like what you did at the thing. Like that's cool. That's on you. Like that's all right. But like when you do stuff like what
not
you're doing,
Marcus sit.
And stuff like that. You're just being disrespectful to us. Like you're like purposely being disrespectful to us. And so like eventually, things go on, and he seemed like he had a good conversation with Jen, and so like Thomas, the dude, the Asian guy, like pulls him aside per usual. He loves to pull people aside.
Yeah,
and just, like,
that's his thing.
And so like he pulls him aside, and Sam's like, "Bro, like, what are you doing? Like, you can berate me all you want. I'm not going to listen to you because I don't give a fuck about you. Why don't you go talk? Why are you talking to me right now? Why are you talking to Jen? Why don't you go talk to Jen?" He's like, I have no beef with you, guy. Like, if you want to berate me about whatever, like, it's fine. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to listen to it. Like, you should go talk to Jan. Like, which I thought was great. And then so Thomas is talking to Jen, and who comes to steal Jen away?
That's
and messy. So Sam steals her away from Thomas because he tells the camera, he's like, I gotta get a kiss. Like, I haven't gotten one yet. I want
it. Did he get one?
So he's like talking to Jen. He's like, Jen, like, I really feel like we've been getting somewhere in a relationship, but I really want to like kiss you. And she's like,
brought it up. No.
Well,
no.
I'm not into it. I'm gonna walk you out.
He was. Damn. I know that's a villain origin. That's how Riddler starts. Like that dude seems like he might.
So like it's funny because all the guys were like, man, this guy's getting too big for his britches, and like Grant was like, this dude needs a spanking.
And then, so like, right when he leaves, I know they were hyped, bro. I know all the guys were like, get your ass out of here. Question: does Devin leave? Do you know?
No, I haven't got to his thing, but I doubt he does.
Okay, man. He's like top guy with Sam. Like those.
But like they did show a clip where like Devin and Sam, because they were the two one-on-ones and everyone was out on the group date, they were in the hotel by themselves.
Oh, fussing.
Well, no. And so like Devin's just there chilling or whatever, and doesn't say any. We don't see any diary rooms of like him having any beef with it. But Sam's like, now I'm here trapped with the one guy I hate the most, and so I'm gonna get to the bottom of why he hates me so much. And so he like comes in all hostile, and like, yo, bro, why do you hate me so much, bro? And Devin's like, I don't really care
hate you. Yeah, like, I don't give a fuck.
It's really just like. And then he like keeps like berating him and like, you just don't like me, like you're not here for the blah, blah. And like them like, all right, bro, like that's cool, like however.
Shut up.
He's being like super calm about it or whatever. And this dude's just yelling at him. He's like, you're crazy. Like I don't know why you got such a beef with me. He's like, oh. And so I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, if anyone's got a beef with anyone, it's you.
Yeah, you and Thomas, y'all are the haters, the biggest haters of the group. So crazy. All right, Liddy. Well, I'm excited for next week. I'm gonna watch this week, and then we gave him an hour, literally mostly on SDCC shit. Crazy. I told you that there was so much to discuss in terms of what happened this weekend in movies that I knew that would have covered the whole show. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So Linda, let everyone know what's going on the network, and then I'll talk about next week.
All right, you can follow me at LinBLBT. Follow Bros Who Think at Bros Who Think. Check out the latest One Piece manga review. The latest Bros Who Think podcast episode is out. You can check that out. Anime Talk will be out later this week with myself and Verson. Also, another One Piece manga review will be out later this week. Actually, I know I said One Piece manga review's out already. That's not the case, but there is a One Piece video out. It is a One Piece town hall where we do these ever so often where me, Verson, and Jazz will sit there and we'll basically discuss anything that's on our mind in terms of One Piece theories, characters, whatever it may be. We just did the second one. We'll be doing a third one after Egghead in between Elbaf. But chapter review coming out Friday, Saturday, depending on when the chapter drops. Anime Talk at the same time as that because we're going to record Anime Talk when we do the chapter review. And then, like I said, the Bros Who Think pod is out. And then, Work Shoot Show is going to be out by the time you guys hear this with SummerSlam predictions and discussing the state of wrestling. But that's pretty much everything.
All right. So next week, we're going to talk about Deadpool Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
If I get a chance to watch Twister this weekend, I'm not thinking it's going to be likely because I got my PS4 and NCAA football.
Oh, yeah, so you're in there. Not. You got your PS5. Yeah, you're in there.
5, yeah. Whatever. I hope I got the PS5. Oof. But,
yeah, I hope you didn't get a PS4. Jesus Christ.
No, I definitely got the right thing because I got it in the bundle with the game.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. And that game's only on PS5.
Yeah. So we'll talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, and we'll talk about Cape Crusader.
Nice. Hype for both of that.
And if it's a short on news, then maybe we'll talk a little House of the Dragon too. So.
And if it's short on news, we can finally do our Green Lantern fan cast because there was Green Lantern news this week. I forgot to tell you, Green Lantern's filming January 25th, and they're casting Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart right now.
Right now.
Because they got to film in literally a couple of months.
Well, yeah, then maybe we need to put the pedal on that.
We need the fan cast like ASAP. Literally, we can get the casting tomorrow, honestly. Like, that's how soon it could be. So we should do the fan casting next week and just cut off on some news. Yeah.
Well, that sounds good to me. I hope everyone's enjoyed this episode of the Bros Who Binge podcast and checks out everything else that's on the Bros Who Think network. And Lyndon, before we do go, I did get some feedback and some people have reached out to me about like being down
the streaming?
for
Okay.
the streaming.
Nice, all right.
Call you out, so.
Bro, okay. What are you talking about? They're saying I cheated drafts? Like what? I don't cheat at drafts. I'm sorry that these guys I'm sorry that I'm coming in here like my man, rest in peace, Jerry West of the Lakers when he got Shaq and Kobe, and my man Schubert and Reg are coming like the Detroit Pistons of 2024. I'm sorry, that's what's happening. But we will be streaming soon. Like the first test stream is not next week's Bros Who Think podcast, but the week after. So we're 2 weeks away from our first test stream.
We shall see how that goes.
Yes, sir.
But everyone out there, catch us again for another episode next week. I hope you have a great week. And as always, keep binging.